Hi there. This is my friend Rachel.
Hola.
We're going to be doing a list of underrated horror movies for you guys.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Alright.
Do you want to start?
Sure, I'll start. Okay. So I have my phone here with like a list of all of them. Now, okay, these are like films that are underrated, like you may not have heard of, or like underrated in the sense of just like not enough people like kind of appreciate them. So it's definitely a mix. Okay.
Now, I thought that I wanted to add a whole lot of movies that like were popular when they were released, but kind of faded out of popularity.
Exactly, yeah. So, or it could be like something that was released and then nobody like talks about type of thing. Okay, anyways, my first one is gonna be Nightmare on Elm Street 3. To
Good
me,
one.
it's my favorite one because it shows like they're all in like a mental institution, and it's all these different kids with different backgrounds type of thing, and they kind of use their mental illness or problems in a way to kind of defeat Freddy Krueger, and I like that. So you can see like so this one girl can like pull people into her dreams, and then you get the return of Nancy as well, and she kind of listens to their story. She's like, okay, I've experienced this before. And then you get like this nerdy kid who uses like Dungeons and Dragons, and then you get like the cool tough chick, which you kind of look like, and she has like knives, and then she's just like, in my dreams I look like badass, or I'm badass and beautiful. It's like this really great quote.
That's the whole like, in my dreams I'm beautiful, switchblades and bad.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So that's what I really like about it. It's got great like special effects. You get a really baby Patricia Arquette in it too. It's like still at the part where Freddy's like kind of joking but kind of serious at the same time. Also has one of my favorite lines from him, where he pulls up the girl into the TV and he's just like, "Welcome to prime time, bitch," and shoves her in the TV. It's very iconic.
That line was ad-libbed too. Did you know that?
No!
Like that, there was another line in the script, and then Robert Englund ad-libbed the prime time bitch.
Oh my god, that's why I love them even more. Okay, yeah. So what's yours?
So the first movie that I'm going to talk about is Jennifer's Body.
Oh, I still have to see that.
It's actually really good. It has a low rating online, but I feel like the main reason why people didn't like it was that A, it was a horror movie that dealt primarily with female issues.
Yeah.
And B, it had Megan Fox in it. And it came out at a time when nobody liked Megan Fox.
Yeah, it was an awkward time.
Yeah. But despite the fact that, like, nobody likes Megan Fox, she actually, like, this is kind of the role that she was born to play. She does a very good job of playing, like, this evil seductress teenage girl. It's got a great cast. It's really funny. It's not quite a horror comedy, but it does have quite a few comedic aspects.
Well, like, the same writer who did, like, Juno, Diablo Cody, she wrote it, and I think she wanted to get, like, that kind of, like kind of puberty horror kind of element, kind of like Ginger Snaps too.
Exactly.
Yeah, where it's like a reflection of puberty basically.
Yeah, exploring the whole like the horrors of being a teenage girl basically.
Yeah.
And also Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried make out. So
it's a bonus.
What the fuck is happening? Oh my god, Needy.
Okay. So next one here I have is Suspiria. So I'm gonna talk about like the original and the remake.
I actually haven't seen either.
Oh my god. Okay. So like Suspiria is kind of like well known in the horror community, but not as much in the public eye. And even though Dario Argento is kind of a creep, he's kind of like he's a master. He's like one of like the greats. Like well, he's not creepy like any of them, but I'm just saying like John Carpenter, like he's up there with like Alfred Hitchcock, and the original Suspiria is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. It was also one of the last films to use the 3-strip color technique, so he really uses the colors like blue, red, and yellow to like reflect the scene and the characters and how they're feeling. It's got like this great like backdrop in Germany at a ballet academy. And but the new girl Susie, who's the American there, She kind of comes in, and then it turns out the teachers are a bunch of Covenant witches. So yeah, that's kind of great. So he gets Jessica Harper, who's a really underrated actress. She's in like Phantom of the Paradise, and she's in like Pennies from Heaven, and then this was kind of like her like big film. And it's got a kick-ass soundtrack by Goblin, like really great. Yeah, it's got gorgeous cinematography, it's got good choreography. And then the remake, which just came out last year, nobody freaking talked about, and I can't stand it. And it's got Tilda Swinton in it, and it's got Dakota Johnson, who like, she takes that 50 Shades kind of role, and she's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna fucking bring it. And she studied for 2 years at a ballet academy just to prep for the role. And if you really love dance and a kind of horror, then like those two things really combine. Also, it's kind of great how you take the old one, but then the director kind of makes it his own version. So the original's like really bright and colorful, while this one's kind of like dark and dismal. Yeah, they're both great. Also, the lead singer Tom York of Radiohead did the soundtrack as well. So they're both pretty amazing, and I think a lot more people should know it.
So the one that I'm going to talk about next is one that I've mentioned briefly on this channel before, but it deserves a spot on this list anyway. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Oh my god, okay, I was gonna say that one. I love Chop Top so much. Oh my god, it's great. And then Leatherface is like, he does like this weird kind of like dry humpy thing to the girl, and then you got like him like skinning the guy too, and then just wearing his mask. It's
The
like
movie's so ridiculous and so over the top.
Dennis Hopper with 2 chainsaws. That's all I have to say.
Chainsaw sword fight.
Oh my god, it is one of the greatest fights in any movie ever. I love it so much. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that covers it.
Yep. Chop Top in a hanger with a little lighter.
Yeah.
Just scratching his head. Oh my. So the next one I want to talk about is Day of the Dead, the original, not the shitty remake that came out a couple years ago. Even though it's part of like one of the most iconic horror trilogies of all time, I think it's really underappreciated that not a lot of people like it, because they like the mall aspect of Dawn of the Dead, and then the like the campiness and like them introducing zombies like the first one. And this one's got like a bleaker tone, so it takes place in like a whole military base. You've got like the evil Captain Rhodes, who's insane in that movie, and then you got like a group of scientists there trying to like find a cure or something. So it's definitely that battle between, you know, just like kind of brains and then like just using irrational thought, just like no. And it's great. And then you see like one scientist, they call him Frankenstein. He does like all these crazy experiments on the zombies, and he actually teaches one how to read, how to talk, how to use a gun. It's great, and I love it so much. Do you have anything to add about Day of the Dead at
I
all?
haven't seen that one actually.
Oh, it's really great. It's the first time people watch it, and myself included, you don't like it as much, but then like the second or third watch, you really like start to appreciate it. It's great, and it's got like a badass lead. Like the character's name is Sarah. She's amazing. She doesn't take shit from anybody. She chops off a hand of one guy and I think that was the first movie where like if you get bit, you chop off that limb.
Oh really?
Yeah, to prevent like the infection. Yeah, it's great, and it's got like some of the best gory scenes.
So my next movie is Exorcist 3.
Oh my god, I was gonna say that one! Okay, no joke. I watched that for the first time like last week on Prime, and then like I was like, okay, I've heard good things because the second one's shit.
Yeah, it is. Don't watch it.
But yeah, no, go ahead.
Brett Dorff is one of my all-time favorite actors, and believe it or not, it's not for Child's Play. It's for Exorcist 3.
His what was the name of the killer again?
The Gemini Killer.
The Gemini Killer. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The way he just transforms himself into that role, holy shit.
He has mood switches, like, in the middle of the scene, he'll come from screaming to crying to apologetic and just kind of sweet for Brad Dourif. And just the way that he does that performance makes the movie for me.
I know, and it kind of like, it has like a Silence of the Lambs type of feel to it.
It does.
Because I don't know whether or not to consider it like a horror movie or kind of like a murder mystery.
It is kind of a little bit of a thriller.
Yeah. And then, yeah, it was just crazy because you see him in like the hospital, and then, should we spoil a little bit of it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, how he basically, or the demon, possesses older people, like comatose people, or people who have like dementia, into killing other people. And I was just like, oh my god. And then that one scene where like the nurse goes into like the hallway.
Oh, that is the creepiest scene in the movie.
Oh my god. And then she goes in, and then it's just like, it's like a wide shot basically, and she's just like walking in, it's very calm, you don't really see anything. Then all of a sudden you see like this guy like coming out with a pair of like the pliers or whatever.
That scene is so well shot.
Oh my god.
The movie was written and directed by the man who wrote the novel for the original Exorcist, and he just it's amazing.
But I heard originally when it came out, it got really edited down by producers. And then the one that came out like 10 years ago, it's called like the Gemini cut. So it's basically like his director's cut.
It's still not completely the one that he intended though.
Oh shit.
Brad Dourif actually hates this movie because of the way that it was cut.
What? Okay, well his like performance was still like
his
really
performance
good.
Was amazing.
Yeah.
The ending does kind of drop the ball. It's not at all the ending that anyone wanted.
Yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, by the way, it's an Exorcist movie, so we have to have an Exorcist
Literally,
scene.
the studio would not let them release the movie without an Exorcist scene.
Except the one part I will say about the ending scene where like the one priest who you barely even know,
The Draco Malfoy priest?
Yeah, he gets like flipped up to the ceiling, and then he gets stuck, and then his skin is peeling.
That is gross.
Oh.
That is amazing and gross.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's so weird. I mean, I like the same thing. I'm like, oh, can I just say the weird dream sequence that the detective George C. Scott has, where he's in like the hospital in like purgatory, and then all of a sudden apparently Samuel Jackson was in it.
And Fabio.
And I was like, wait, is that Fabio?
Yeah. And it happens so quick that's the only thing you have time for. Is you're just like, is that Fabio? Oh wait, there he goes.
What? And then it wasn't until the ending where I saw Samuel Jackson's name, and I'm just like,
wait. And then you have to go back and watch the scene on YouTube and see if you can pick him out.
Yeah, you're just like, wait, what? And this came out like a couple years just before like Pulp Fiction and all that, so he's just like nobody's heard about him, and all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's great. So this one is considered my personal favorite of the best zombie movie of all time, directed by Peter Jackson. Brain Dead or Dead Alive.
I need to see that.
Oh my god, it is the goriest, nastiest, grossest thing, but I love it so much. It's really great. It's got like that feel of Evil Dead, and Peter Jackson was heavily inspired by the whole Evil Dead trilogy. And yeah, so this was like his kind of big first debut. It's really cute. Takes place in like the 1950s. There's like a really cute son, and he's got like a possessive type of mother, and then you get like him trying to go for the girl type of thing. So you get like a cute romance movie, but then all of a sudden the mom gets bit by a weird zombie monkey, and she gets infected, and then slowly the whole town does. But the son's like basically trying to like keep it under wraps, and then all of a sudden you get like him shoving her in the basement. Then there's like a priest in there, and then it's just like one after the other. And all I just have to say is the last 30 minutes is incredible. It is the bloodiest, nastiest thing ever. It's the party scene, and yeah, he went through like so much fake blood. I love it so much. Like, even though I love Lord of the Rings, like that's my favorite Peter Jackson movie.
Honestly, I didn't even know that Peter Jackson made horror movies until like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Someone introduced me to like not the movies themselves, but the ideas.
Yeah.
And I have wanted to watch them ever since.
Oh my, yeah, it's like 100% the best one. You get like the best effects work ever. Like guts like pouring out of people, faces being peeled off.
I love it.
I will just say, a demon baby basically breaks open a woman's face in half. So
Okay. I'm on board.
That's kind of the gist of it. Yeah. Anyways.
So another one that I know is on both of our lists.
Mhm.
We're gonna talk about Candyman now.
Candyman. 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 Tony Todd, where are you? Aw, damn. He didn't come.
So basically, just Tony Todd does an amazing performance in this movie. Another one of my all-time favorite actors, partly because of this movie.
His voice is so sexy. His
It
voice
is.
is sex. That's
It
all I
is.
just have to say. Sex and bees.
Yep. It's just such a creepy movie. As she mentioned, the bees, so we're gonna bring up the bees.
Bees.
There were live bees on set that actually swarmed in Tony Todd's mouth, and he had to wear a mouth guard to keep them flying down his throat.
Oh my God.
So respect the movie for that alone.
Yeah, that's acting at the next level.
Yeah.
Like, I'm willing to almost die for this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great, and it's got like this really like entrancing quality about him, because then he's just like, Catherine.
Be my victim.
Definitely want to sleep with him. I mean, his hook hand can just like be on the side somewhere. But yeah, it's such a great movie. It's by like one of the famous horror writers, Clive Barker.
Yeah, Clive Barker is
my
great.
God,
The
yeah.
writer of Hellraiser.
Like Candyman, apparently it's gonna come out with like a remake soon.
I'm very interested to see a remake of it.
And I think it's good because in like the social climate now,
I feel like they do a better job with the race aspect of the movie.
Yeah, definitely, because it definitely like you see like the really like ghetto part of the town, and oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Ugh. Damn you potatoes. So the next one I totally blanked because I'm an idiot. Oh yeah. So we're gonna talk about Re-Animator.
Nice.
Oh my God, great, like H.P. Lovecraft. I haven't read the actual story yet, but it's a wacky, out there kind of like evil scientist. Oh my God, Jeffrey Combs is such a babe in that movie, even though he's completely psycho.
You'll never get credit for my discovery. Who's going to believe a talking head? Get a job in a sideshow.
He kills a cat and then brings it back to life and then basically beats the shit out of it again. He beheads his professor and kind of keeps his head alive. Yeah, it's great. Like, definitely Jeffrey Combs like carries that movie. Even though like it's well known within the horror community, I think like a lot of people need to know more about it.
I
It's
would
got
agree.
great effects, really cheesy acting. The guy who plays like the professor, like his rival, oh my God, what a creep! But kind of like he's really great at being a creep, if that makes sense. So yeah, basically he wants to steal like I can't remember the character name. Oh my God, it will come back to me. But yeah, like he wants to basically steal like his serum to bring the dead back to life. But then Jeffrey Combs kind of like chops off his head and then reanimates it, and then somehow this head breaks into a laboratory using his like own decapitated body. Oh my God! And then he gets like the girl. Oh my! I can't remember her name.
I can't remember it either.
But she's a great actress, by the way. And basically ties her down, and all I just say is he gives her a head-giving head. It's weird. Like, almost it happens. Oh my God, that part's gross. But it's amazing. It's fantastic. I love that movie so much.
A good horror actor like Jeffrey Combs can make a horror movie for me. Which brings me to my next one.
Oh, man.
Wishmaster.
I really need to see this movie now. She just showed me the trailer off camera, and I need to see this movie.
It's a super cheesy horror movie. Very much in the vein of like Friday the 13th, that kind of thing. It has several cameos, which very much add to it. It's got Robert Englund.
Ooh.
It's got Ted Raimi for like a second. It's got Tony Todd. It's got Kane Hodder.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's got the guy from Phantasm, whose name I can't remember right now. I'm sorry.
The tall man from Phantasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the weird balls, so.
So it's about an evil genie. If that hasn't already sold you on it, then I don't know what
It
else
sold me.
can.
It's like evil genie, boom, bang. It always said it's like kind of like a horror kind of comedy.
It is a bit of a horror comedy. It's really cheesy. I feel like it's not for everybody, but it's still very underrated. If you are at all a fan of cheesy, kind of bad horror movies, this is a good example of a movie that has been inspired by those and then just kind of makes it a good movie.
Well, Wes Craven, didn't he like
He
produce
produced it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's not
so.
the director, but he did produce it.
It's great. Doesn't it have like a couple sequels too?
It does.
Yeah?
I haven't seen any of the sequels, not gonna lie. But I've heard that they're not as good as the first one.
Yeah, that sucks. That's too bad.
But watch the first one because that one's pretty great.
Evil genie. What more can you say? And Tony Todd, so.
And Tony Todd.
Yeah. Nightbreed. Oh my god, what a
The
weird
makeup.
movie, but great weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, the makeup. Holy shit, like some of the best like creature effects ever. It's amazing. I love it so much. Oh, and then can I spoil a little bit too?
Go ahead.
Okay. David Cronenberg serial killer. Like hello. Who doesn't love that? Like you see him as like the boring psychiatrist before and then all of a sudden he's the fucking serial killer. So that part's great.
Clive Barker is an amazing writer. And for some reason, all of his movies turn out extremely visually interesting.
Yes.
Like Hellraiser, like
Oh, yeah.
Candyman. They're all beautiful movies.
Yeah. Though there was a couple, I can't remember the names for the life of me, but before Hellraiser that got like really bad adaptations and then he was like, nah, I'm just gonna direct it myself. And then once that was good, he made Nightbreed and then the producers like hacked it to shit.
Yeah, that's gonna be a theme.
Yeah, so it wasn't until like I think like 15 years ago they came out with like the director's cut, which is the best one to watch. And then recently I was scrolling on Instagram, they're gonna have a 4-hour version with even more deleted scenes coming out to Blu-ray soon, so definitely excited about that. The plot's like all over the place, but like still keep in mind with it. It's and the lead's like very hot too.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend's a dumbass, so that's
Yeah.
the only downside. Yeah. Do you have one more?
Look through my list. Got way too many. Okay, so one that I wanted to talk about that I feel like people know about, but it kind of gets overshadowed by another movie, is Planet Terror. It always gets overshadowed by what's it called?
Death Proof?
Death Proof. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of like the great like trio or double features.
It was made as part of the Grindhouse double feature.
And I really want them like both to do a sequel, like Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez. It's amazing. Like I love Rose McGowan in that movie so much.
It's another example of a good movie that's inspired by cheesy bad movies.
Yep.
But it very much has fun with that. It's very it very much feels like a modern version of a 1970s horror movie.
Yep.
It's very gory, very over the top. Rose McGowan has her leg severed and has it replaced with a gun.
Yep.
So I don't know what else to say to sell you on this movie if that hasn't already got you.
Yeah. And then just a lot of oozing and pus.
So gory.
Like there's that one scene of like Dr. Josh Brolin. He like doesn't he like pop something and then he gets in his glasses, then he gets affected, and then I'm just like, oh.
It's so gory.
Yeah.
It's like over the top gory.
Or then the one scene where like he basically drugs his wife or something, puts like all the needles through him, and she like breaks her hand and like getting into the car. Oh my god.
Talking about visually interesting movies, she looks awesome throughout the movie. She's got like the tears from her eyeliner, and she's got the lab coat going on.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely, and then you get like Bruce Willis in there too for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he oozes and goozes. So yeah, that's a great movie. Also, Death Proof is kind of like a little bit underrated too, but it's really, really, really cheesy and it's long.
It is.
Yeah, but they should definitely team up again and do a sequel. Oh, and I also want to mention the fake trailers before the movies.
Yes.
Oh my god, like the Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving one, and then there was like werewolf zombies or werewolf Nazis with Nicolas Cage as a Fu Manchu. I know that Edgar Wright was one of them, and then one of the directors of one, and then Rob Zombie was the other one.
But that's where Machete got its start. There was one of the fake trailers.
Oh my god, Danny Trejo, holy shit.
And now it has like 2 movies, or are there more?
There are 2, but I saw one on IMDb, and they're gonna make the next one in space or something.
Yes.
So yeah, that needs to happen. Then bring back Lindsay Lohan too, because she needs some work. I'm gonna talk about one more. So the OG, the start of it all, Black Christmas.
Yes.
One of the greatest Canadian movies of all time. So you've seen it then?
I have, yeah.
Okay. I didn't.
Are we talking about the original or are we talking about the remake?
I'm talking about the original. I haven't seen the remake yet. But all I know is in the remake, doesn't like the guy make like cookies out of his mom or something? Yeah.
The remake is really over the top. Like, not in a good way. Like, in a, like... The original was very subtle. Yep. They didn't tell you pretty much anything about the killer. Mm-hmm. And then the remake tells you literally everything about the killer. Like, more that you want it to know.
No, it takes the whole, like, mysterious quality out of
Exactly.
him. Yeah. And the original's great. You got, like, young Margot Kidder and Andrea Martin in it, too. It's just, like, all in this sorority house. And it's on Christmas. In the beginning, you see one of the girls in the sorority house get murdered by plastic wrap. So she goes into a closet, and then you know how you go to like dry cleaning places? Well, he takes that and just like suffocates her and then puts her in the attic. And then nobody knows where she is when she's been up there the entire time. And then it's great because you really get to see the first like POV, like point of view of the serial killer. So John Carpenter was heavily inspired by this movie. So you just see shots of him going through the house, kind of creeping above. It's really eerie, and it basically inspired John Carpenter to make Halloween. And fun fact too, the same director as A Christmas Story, Bob Clark, also did this. So great double feature if you want to watch it. I say watch Black Christmas first, then watch Christmas Story to like feel a little bit better inside.
Or you watch Christmas Story first and then watch Black Christmas to shock yourself.
Yeah. You go from like, oh, you shoot your eye out, kid, to be like, I will murder you with a tiny little plastic unicorn figurine. Oh my god. And then Margot Kidder was fantastic in that movie. She was
the best part of that movie.
Oh my god.
I was so, like, spoiler alert, I was so sad when she died. Like, I wanted her to be the final girl for the movie because she was amazing.
I know. But then you get the other girl.
Yeah, the British girl.
The British girl with the great hair, like Pocahontas hair, basically. Like long flowing black, but you're just like, oh, her? Why can't it be Margot Kidder?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to add to that?
Not too much more. They do have, it's an interesting movie that it's set in the 70s, and they do kind of go through the issue of abortion, which was very rare, especially for like a horror movie at the time, like to deal with issues that are that heavy. So it's very interesting that they give you at least a little bit of that angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It is important to see that. And then you also side note, you get the dad from Nightmare on Elm Street too.
Oh yeah, playing basically the same character.
Yeah, with a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Instead of like a bad toupee. So, yeah. It's like people often quote like Psycho being like the most inspirational horror movie, and I agree. But I think Black Christmas,
Black Christmas gets kind of forgotten.
It does, and it deserves, and people like credit Halloween, and they should, but they forget that movie. And there's like this little like film from Canada shot in Toronto was just like the most inspiring movie of the 70s. So yeah,
it's pretty great.
Yeah, that was like a great bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
It was a
I think we
little
got a good list going.
Yeah. So definitely, like, you've probably heard of all these before, but still, like, check them out. Give them a second watch. Give them a third watch.
And if you haven't seen them before, then you have a new list of movies that you need to watch. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And
Wait, can I say smash that like button?
Yep.
Smash that subscribe button.
do it
Can
for
this-
Rachel.
I'm doing the whole Jake Paul thing. Can this video get like 10,000 likes?
Yes.
But like, no, I don't want everyone to act that way. Bye.